family Caparidaceae. Okay, it is again the member of family order Parietales. As we know, the Phanerogamia, that is flowering plants, dicotyledony having two cotyledons in the seeds, polypetally where petals are free, and thalami where the thalamiflory flowers present on the thalamus, order Parietales. So the ovules are arranged on the peripheral placentae and the family is Caparidaceae. So here you can find this is the common flower in our region. We find that. So it is a member of, see that this is also common in our region. It is Cleome viscosa. When we talk about the family characters, some typical characters are there of this family. Most of the times stipules are spiny. Wherever there are the shrubby or woody climbers are there. Here in this member, Cleomaceae, we find it is stipule is leafy. The flowers are actinomorphic. They are rarely zygomorphic. They are having male flowers and female flowers together. So it is hermaphrodite in nature. Hypogynous. Gynophore is present. This is the typical character of this family. Gynophore and gynandrophore. Gynandrophore is present in Cleome gynandra, but the gynophore presence is the typical character of this family. The calyx is polysepalous, it is free. Corolla also free. Stamens vary from 4 to numerous. We can say it as a indefinite number of the stamens is there. Carpels are normally 2. Bicarpellary ovary is superior and placentation is parietal in this family. Some common plants of the region. You might have been seeing all these plants. The first one is the Caparis decidia. See the beautiful flowers, slightly pinkish to orange colored flower are there. The member is shrubby and the stipules are spiny in this member. Another one is here is it is Cleome gynandra or Gynandropsis pentaphylla. So this is also common and normally on the uh, solid waste debris there is the appearance of this plant is there in our region. This Cleome gynandra is commonly known as a common weed, and but it is also medicinally important plant. Then Cratava religiosa is a medium-sized tree, and it is most of the times it is used. The fruits of this are used for the prickle purpose, and having the beautiful flowers. See the white colored or the creamish color flowers are there. So Cratava religiosa, and this is the Merua. This Merua species is also a wild species, and these are normally the climbing herbs with the spines. These are the thorns, hooked spines are there, and on the basis of that, they can able to climb on the surfaces. Leum viscosa is common weed in our region. It is yellow flowered. Normally, roadside appearance of this plant is there. So it is most of the times flowers are unstalked, that non-pedicellate, and because of that, it is a commonly recognizable species in our region. When we talk about the habitat, and its distribution in the region, you can find that most of the members they are either herbaceous or shrubby in habit. The herbaceous member we just discussed about the Cleome. This species normally at the initial stage of the rainy season, they appears on the roadsides or in the barren lands. So it is a Cleome. The shrubs are mostly the Caparis species, and rarely we find the Cratava-like trees are there. There are several plants which are present in the extreme conditions, xerophytic conditions, and they are having the reduced structure of their leaves. Or sometimes it may be completely absent on the adult plants. Take the example of Caparis aphylla. So in most of the members at the earlier stage of the plant, when vegetative growth is there, That time we find some leaves are there, but later on, when they start flowering, there is no leaf-like structure on the plant. And Papaver, there is no latex in these stem or in the family Caparidaceae. It is commonly called the caper family. The family consists of near about 45 genera and 700 species, according to the Pax and Hoffman. In India, it is represented by 65 species. The plants were distributed mostly in the tropical and subtropical areas and warm temperate zones of the both hemispheres. When see the habit, these are mostly bushy plants which are appearing bushy, or we can say sometimes they are climbers. So it is a caparis shrub we commonly find, and this is uh, the again the another variety of the caparis where we can find it is the climbing shrub. When we talk about the root, stem, and its leaf structures, root is a normal taproot system because most of the plants are herbaceous and they growing taller. Herbaceous, shrubby, and tree habit we just discussed. Stems are herbaceous or woody. They are normally solid, cylindrical, spinous. They are having the spine-like structures on the complete surface. Leaves are normally alternate. They are arranged on the axis, simple, or they are palmately compound. In most of the cases, it is simple, but few members, in some Cleome members or Gynandropsis member, where we can find that they are palmately compound leaves are there. So here you can find a palm-like structure is there. So stipules later may be modified into spines. These the spines are a modification of the stipules, or it can be modified into a gland-like structures. In some cases, we find, just like take the example of Caparis aphylla, the leaves are suppressed and adult plants may be without leaves. So just only the branches without leaves. Such type of the shrubby members can appear in the barren lands where the water scarcity is there. Inflorescences are normally raceme, or we can say sometimes the corymbos. Again, it is the modification of the racemose type of the inflorescence. Or in some members, we can find the solitary members can appear, solitary flowers can appear on the branches. That is the Niburia. So, inflorescence basic type is the racemose type of the inflorescence, where the younger flowers are at the top and the older flowers are at the base. So here you can find the bunch of flower. These are all flowers. And here at the bottom you can find that there is the development of the fruits or siliqua. So this type of the development of fruit means these are the older flowers and these are the younger flowers. Then when we talk about the flower, flowers are mostly bracteate and bracts are leafy. They are actinomorphic, sometimes zygomorphic. Take the example of this Caparis genus, where we find the uh, uneven petal size, and because of that, it is become the zygomorphic. They are bisexual in nature. Bracteoles are mostly absent, and flowers are hypogynous. They are pedicellate, and in some cases, we find it is the tetramerous. So tetramerous means the calyx 4, corolla 4. But when we talk about the androecium, it is from few to many androeciums can be observed there, so that it is numerous in number. The internode between the petals and stamens, it is elongated, and to form a androphore, or between the stamens, the carpels are elongated to form a gynophore. So this type of the combination is the typically found in the family Caparidaceae, particularly in the member Gynandropsis pentaphylla, where you can find the gynophore and androphore. They are both attached together and just forms a gynandrophore in the Gynandropsis pentaphylla plant. When we talk about the calyx, they are usually 4. Here you can observe that these are calyx 4 and they are greenish in color. They are arranged in 2 whorls, 2 plus 2, as we just discussed in the previous family. Then Polycephalus, they are imbricate in nature, imbricate in astrivation type, and normally they are inferior because the ovary is superior in condition. In Caparis aphylla, the sepals are unequal, and the hinder sepals or the backside space sepals forms a hood-like structure. And because of that, they protects the flower petal in the bud condition. So here you can observe these are the buds actually. This is bloomed flower, and in bloom flower you can find the greenish sepals and four petals, which are normally zygomorphic in arrangement. When we talk about the petals, they are four in number. They are also polypetalous, having the long claws. Claw म्हणजे काय असतो? Petals four, as we just discussed now, and these are the polypetalous with long claws. Claws is nothing but a bird's paw-like structure, where it is imbricate, where in corolla, and valvate astrivation is observed in the crativa. As usual, the petals are also inferior position, and this embedding or sometimes fused, as in Emblingia. Then we talk about the androecium and gynoecial structures. Androecium, where the stamens are numerous to 4, the least number of the stamen, as we just said that the flowers are tetramerous, means minimum number of the stamen is 4, but in most of the cases they are numerous. In Caparis and Crativa, there are numerous stamens, where in Clione gynandra only 6 stamens were present. In the Clione tetrandra, where there are the 4 stamens are there. So these are some variations in the number of the stamens which are noted here. In Clione spinosa, there are 6 stamens, and its floral structure is remarkably similar to that of the Brassicaceae, excepting that they are not the tetradynamous. Means though there are the 6 stamens are there, but in Brassicaceae we find that there are 2 levels. 2 stamens are having the shorter filaments, and 4 stamens are having the longer filaments. So that is the tetradynamous condition. So tetradynamous condition is not observed in the family Caparidaceae. In the genus Clione gynandra, it is now known as the Gynandropsis pentaphylla. Both androphore and gynophores are present, and these gynophores, they are attached to one another. In Clione, this gynophore is very small or reduced. So here in this flower, you can observe that gynandrophore. See here, this is the pedicel. These are the calyx members, and here we can find the corolla members. Instead of observing the ovary position here, there is one stalk. This is the continuation. This continuation shows that these are the 6 stamens are there. They are also attached on this stalk. So this is now androphore, and androphore is also continuous with the gynophore. So gynophore and androphore, it is a continuous stalk. So this is the ovary position, style, and stigma is there. But androeciums are also present on the same stalk, and that's why now it is called as a gynandrophore. Okay? In gynoecium, there are 2 carpels. It is bicarpellary syncarpous ovary, and it is at the superior position. Normally, they are unilocular with the parietal placentation. Ovules many in each placentum. Style is short, absent, and stigma capitate or most of the times depressed. Stigma capitate or depressed means that there is a sitting or a knob-like structure at the tip. Here you can observe that all these stigmas are just a knob-like structure, and that's why it is called the capitate type of the stigma. When we talk about the fruit is just like the Brassicaceae member. It is again the Siliqua, where in Siliqua observed in the family Clione, or it can be berry or drupe. Berry found in Caparis, or drupe found in the Rhodiosia. So these are the modifications of the fruit type is also observed here. Siliqua is the basic type, then berry and drupe can be also observed in the family members. So here you can easily observe that these are the drupaceous members which are found in the last slide. It is in the Caparis, and the another one Siliqua is noted in the Clioum genus. So these are just pod-like structures which are showing the Siliqua type of the fruits. The seeds are usually kidney-shaped, X-albuminous, and embryo is curved. Then pollination. Pollination type is usually entomophilous, where the insects and butterflies take the part. It is dichogamy observed in some of the cases. But entomophilous is the pollination type observed in the family Caparidaceae. When we talk about the floral formula of the family, here we can find that the flowers are mostly actinomorphic. Only in some genus of it is like in the Caparis, we can find there is a zygomorphy in the flower. Petals are uneven in size, but normally the flowers are actinomorphic. They are bisexual, having androecium and gynoecium in the same flower. Calyx is in two whorls. That is, first whorl having the two sepals and another whorl having the two sepals. Like 4 sepals are there. Corolla is again 4 petaloid and 4 petals. They are free. Androecium may vary from 4, 6, or it may be numerous, or we can say the indefinite condition. Gynoecium is at the superior position and it is bicarpellary syncarpous. So such type of the floral formula is observed in generalized characters of the family Caparidaceae. Here you can observe that when the actual dissection of the Caparis member is there. So here you can find the various shapes on the same plant. So leaves are normally simple in this genus, that is particularly Caparis, where you can find the flowers with long filamentous androecium, and they are numerous in numbers. The ovary, these are the calyx and corollas. Calyx are uneven, and here we can find these are 4 in number. Petals are actinomorphic, they are 4 in number. Variation is not that much, they are almost equal in size, but the androecium, where the anther cells are bithecous and filaments are so long. So these are the androeciums, and it is a group of androecium where you can find the numerous androecium are situated in the flower. This is a slightly close-up of this structure where we can find the gynoecial structures. So it is a long stalk-like structure, gynoecium, capitate stigma is there, and this portion is called the gynophore. So androphore and gynophore is commonly observed in the family members. Here these are some of the line drawings where we can say that you can easily identify the all structures, and this is the common member in our region. This is again the member of Cliomaceae, that is Caparidaceae, and it is the Clioum again. So in Clioum Gynandra or Gynandropsis pentaphylla, you can find the leaf variation can be there. Here there are the in Caparis genus simple leaf is there, but here it is the pentaphylla. It is a slightly palmate type of the leaf is we observe here. So it is a 5-digitate leaf in the family Gynandropsis pentaphylla, and because of that it is known as the pentaphylla. When we talk about the flower, here you can observe that these are the calyx members, these are 4 corolla members. Here there is a stalk-like structure, we can say the androphore. Here from here to this one it is gynophore, and this is the gynoecium. There are 6 stamens which are present here, and they are not tetradynamically arranged. Okay? When we talk about the enlarged condition of the androecium, anthers are bithecous, that filament is long, and sepals and petals, even the gynoecium also having a glandular structures on the surface. So these plants are normally, when we touch it, we feel a slightly sticky leaves or the plant parts. See here the inflorescence, you can easily recognize all these structures. These are the stipules which are in the siliqua. So siliqua is developed here, and this is the inflorescence. It is a slightly umbellate type of the inflorescence, but basically it is a raceme. So here we can find such type of the structures. When we talk about the gynoecium, this is the gynoecial structure, stigma, ovary, and this is the gynophore. When it matures, we find there are the seeds which are parietally arranged on the surface, on the periphery of the ovary, and here you can find a typical structure of the siliqua. Siliqua ची property काय होती? They are dehiscing from the base. They are attached at the apex. अशीच condition आपण brassicaceae मध्ये बघितली, where we say the example of Brassica nigra, where the siliqua type of the fruit is there, and they are dehiscing from the base. Normally, the legumes dehiscing from the upwards to downward. So here from downward to upward, and all the seeds are arranged along the axis. Seeds are X-albuminous and they are normally kidney shaped. Okay, so this is the overall illustration about the family Caparidaceae. When we talk about the economic importance of the family, there are typically some genera which can be used as a food. Take the example of Caparis aphylla. Aphylla means there were no leaves at the maturity. And Caparis spinosa are preserved for the purpose of prickle. त्याची जी फळं असतात, बहुतेक ठिकाणी थोडीशी कडू फळं ती असतात आणि त्याचं लोणचं घातलं जाते. सो दिस इज द कॅपेरिस अफायला फ्लावर्स और कॅपेरिस स्पायनोझा, ज्याला त्याच्या ब्रांचेसवर स्पाइन्स असतात म्हणून त्याला स्पायनोझा आपण म्हटलेला आहे. दिस कॅपेरिस स्पायनोसा इज हॅव्हिंग दिस स्पाइन्स ऑन द surface of the stem or at the base of the leaves. Actually, these are the modifications of the stipules, so that they are now known as the stipular spines. When the fruit is get developed, this is a slightly berry-like, just like pepo-like fruit. काकडी सारखं थोडंसं फळ दिसतं, पण it is a very hard fruit as compared to the pepo, and it can be used as a or preserved as a prickle. त्याचं लोणचं घातलं जातं, or it can be used for the vegetable purpose also. Many plants are used for the purpose of medicine. Take the example of Caparis aphylla, जो आताच आपण बघितलेला आहे. Reddish or orange color flowers are there. The leaves of this particular Caparis aphylla, they get grounded and powdered and used to raise the bristles or relieve the toothache. The burned and powdered wood of Caparis aphylla is sure shot for the leucorrhea. आता ल्युकोरिया म्हणजे ज्याच्यामध्ये आपण म्हणतो की रक्ताची कमतरता असणे, त्याच्यानंतर दातदुखी आणि जे तोंडामध्ये फोड आलेले असतात, तर अशा कंडिशन मध्ये आपल्याला ह्या कॅपेरिस अफायलाच्या पानांची पावडर ही आपल्याला तिथं घेतली पाहिजे. देन रूट बार्क ऑफ कॅपेरिस स्पायनोझा, जसा कॅपेरिस स्पायनोझा इथे दिलेला आहे, तर त्याची काय वापरायची आपल्याला? रूट बार्क म्हणजे मुळाच्या सालीचा वापर जो केला जातो तो कार्मिनेटिव्ह आणि स्टिम्युलंट म्हणून केला जातो. कार्मिनेटिव्ह म्हणजे जंत मारणारं औषध, सो दॅट इज द कार्मिनेटिव्ह. सो कार्मिनेटिव्ह अँड स्टिम्युलंट. द बार्क ऑफ क्रॅटायवा रिलिजिओजा. तर क्रॅटायवा रिलिजिओजा मध्ये काय होतं? हे फ्लॉवर क्रॅटायवाचं आहे. Crataeва religiosa is used in the medicine as a remedy for gall bladder stone. म्हणजे पित्ताशयातले जे खडे असतात ते खडे विरघळवण्यासाठी ह्या क्राटायवा रिलिजिओजाचा बार्कचा उपयोग हे लोक करत असतात. क्राटायवा इज अ ट्री, म्हणून त्याच्या सालीच्या पावडरचा उपयोग हा कशासाठी केला जातो? तर आपल्या पित्ताशयातील खडे विरघळवण्यासाठी. अकॉर्डिंग टू कॅम्पबेल, द crushed roots of the Clium monophylla, when kept on the lips of the fainted person, restores its consciousness. म्हणजे एखाद्याला गुंगी आलेली असेल किंवा एखादा बेशुद्ध पडलेला असेल, तर त्याच्या ओठांवर फक्त जर आपण त्या रूटची पावडर जर ठेवली किंवा रूट आणून ठेवलं कशाचं? क्लिओम मोनोफायला, तर त्याचं कॉन्शियसनेस जागा होऊ शकते किंवा तो शुद्धीवर येऊ शकते असा पण त्याचा उपयोग केला जातो. देन मेनी प्लांट्स यूज्ड ॲज अ ऑर्नामेंटल स्पेशीज. आता याच्यामध्ये तुम्ही बघू शकता, दिस इज द फ्लावर ऑफ मेरुआ, ब्युटिफुल, normally blue colored filaments are there, and because of that it is more attractive. Then it is a Rhoidaceae virulence. See the bunches of these flowers where the petals are creamish to white and the reddish to purplish color filaments are there, and because of that it is a contrastingly beautiful. Then Cratava religiosa, where we can find the Cratava religiosa is used for the purpose of ऑफरिंग प्लांट्स, म्हणजे ज्याच्यामध्ये आपण म्हणतो की हिंदू जी फुलं वाहतात तर ती फुलं वाहण्यासाठी सुद्धा त्याचा उपयोग हा केला जातो. तर अशा पद्धतीनं हे गार्डन मध्ये लावून त्याचं ब्युटिफिकेशन वाढवण्यासाठी मदत करतात, म्हणून त्याला आपण ऑर्नामेंटल स्पीसीज असं म्हटलेलं आहे. When we talk about the affinity or the closeness of the family, here we find Brassicaceae, the cruciferi, and the Papaver. In between these two groups, we find the Caparidaceae is there. The Caparidaceae and Brassicaceae, these are closely related families. And just we discussed about only the tetradynamous condition is not there, but otherwise, the almost all characters, Bicarpellus, Syncarpus aureus, 6 stamens, 4 sepals, 4 petals. So all the characters are clearly matching with each other, and so they are having the closer affinity. It seems that either these families have been derived from the common ancestor, from the Brassicaceae, and it might be evolved from the primitive members of the Caparidaceae. तर अशा पद्धतीने त्याची आपण अफिनिटी ट्रेस करण्याचा प्रयत्न इथे करत असतो. इन बाय द व्ह्यू ऑफ पुरी इन 1945, that bicarpellary ovary and parietal placentation has been derived from the 4 locule and 4 carpelled ovary with axial placentation. आपण बघितलेलं आहे की parietal placentation is where the placentas are placed on the periphery of the ovary, but Puri has said that they are basically from the axial placentation, and they are 4 locule and 4 carpelled ovary, whereas we noted that there are the bicarpellary syncarpous ovary. So we can study the in-family primitive characters as well as some advanced characters are there. Here you can find some primitive characters, like the plants are mostly shrubs and some are tree. जसं आता क्राटावाचं उदाहरण आपण घेतलेलं होतं. Leaves are alternate, stipulate and simple in some species, Cleome and Merio. So it is also a primitive character again. Flowers are bisexual, hypogynous and actinomorphic. This is also a primitive character. And calyx and corolla free. So these are some of the characters which are prominently noted as a primitive characters. Then presence of androphore and gynophore. This is also considered as the primitive character in this family. Whereas some of the characters are advanced character we noted here. Take the example of leaves are deciduous or they are exstipulate. Deciduous means early falling. जसं आपण कॅपेरिस अफायला आणि कॅपेरिस डेसिडिओ या दोन्हीमध्ये बघतो की लीफ फॉल इज देअर, and because of that they are known as the deciduous. So deciduous leaves is the again advanced character. Calyx are fused to form a tube-like structure. In Merua we find the fusion of sepals is there, and because of that this fusion is also fusion of sepal is the advanced character. Gynoeciums are they are bicarpellary and syncarpous. Ovaries free is the primitive character, and fusion of ovaries is considered as the advanced character. So here the bicarpellary syncarpous ovary means it is having the advanced character. And the fruit is simple and seeds are ex-albuminous. So albumin is not there, and because of that this is also considered as an advanced character. So having the albumin is the primitive character. So these are the some of the primitive and advanced character among the family.